Hello, welcome to Math with Mr. Dobrescu to the rescue. Let's continue in our lesson to solve more word problems where we have to use a function table in order for us to get the answer. Let's read the problem. Hector records how many days he rides his bike and how far he rides each week. He rides the same distance each time. He rode 18 miles in 3 days, 18 miles in 3 days, and then 24 miles in 4 days. So now we can fill in the blank, 24 miles in 4 days. So in 4 days, he rode 24 miles. And then he rode 42 miles in 7 days. So in 7 days, he rode 42 miles. So 42 miles in 7 days. Now, we have to write and solve an equation to find how far he rides his bike in 10 days. So we need to find this. We need to find how far he rides his bike in 10 days. Okay? Let's take a look to see if we can find a pattern. Okay? Number of days and then number of miles. We can call this x, the number of days, the independent variable, and then we can call the number of miles y, the dependent variable. And we can see from 3 to 4, we add 1, plus 1. Now from 4 to 7, we are adding 3, plus 3. And from 7 to 10, we are adding the same plus 3. Now let's take a look at the pattern for the number of miles. From 18 to 24, we are adding 6. So we are adding 6 here. Now from 24 to 42, we are adding 18, plus 18. And now, let's see if we can find the number of miles to fill in the blank right there. So, we can try to create an equation. And then, once we create an equation, we can find the answer. Okay? So let's take a look to see, first of all, if we can create that equation. We see a pattern here, right? So let's pretend we did not have the 10 there. So then we see the pattern here, plus 1 and then plus 3. Okay, and here plus 6 and plus 18. So now, if we create the equation, we need to find the slope first, the rate. So our m would be, remember, delta y over delta x. The changes in the y over the changes in the x. And let's take a look at the changes in the y. So the changes in the y, we had 6 first and then we had 18. But we don't see a consistent pattern because 6 and 18 are two different numbers. But how about if we divide the numbers? 6 divided by 1. Okay, so changes in y would be 6 plus 6 divided by plus 1. And that would be equal 6 divided by 1 is 6. Right? And then let's see the next one. 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3 is also 6. So 6 works so far. So we can call that our m. The rate is 6 so far. And let's see if we can create an equation now. But now we also need to find the b. We need to find the y-intercept. So in order for us to find the b, the y-intercept, we are looking to see if we can use those two numbers, 3 and 18, and plug it into our formula, y equals mx plus b. We have y equals mx plus b, and we already solved for m. So now we can substitute 3 for x and 18 for y, and then we can find the b. So instead of y, we can put 18. So we have 18 equals, instead of m, we can put 6, times, instead of x, we can put 3. And then plus b. So we see that 6 times 3 is 18. So we have 18 equals 18 plus b. And then in order for us to solve for b, we need to subtract 18 on both sides. Minus 18. This will cancel, so b equals 0. So when we create our equation, when we put b 0 for b, now our equation is going to be, again, is going to be y equals, m is 6. And remember, we keep the x, 6x, and b is 0 plus 0. But remember, 0 doesn't count. So we can take 0 out. So our final equation is y equals 6x. So the equation is y equals 6x. And let's see if we can find the answer now, looking at the equation, right? Our y, which is our unknown, is going to be 6 times the x, which is 10. So 6 times 10 is 60. So we got our answer 60. So the number of miles Hector rides his bike in 10 days is 60 miles. 60 miles. We found the answer. And let's see if we are right. Let's see if from 42, if we do the same pattern now, 42 plus 18, because here we added 3 each time. Now we have to add 18. And let's see if we add 42 plus 18, we get 60. And yes, indeed, 42 plus 18 equals 60. So, as you see, we are able to use a function table, and then we wrote an equation, y equals 6x. In this form, y equals mx plus b. We use this formula. And then, using the equation, solving that equation for y, we were able to find the answer. And we were able to find that Hector rode 60 miles in 10 days. Let's look at another problem now. Let's look at this problem. When 20 is 6, Alberto is 2. When 20 is 10, Alberto is 6. So when 20 is 10, Alberto is 6. Again, when 20 is 10, Alberto is 6. Let's continue. When 20 is 16, Alberto will be 12. And then when 20 is 21, Alberto is 17. Now, again, we need to write and solve an equation to find Alberto's age when 20 is 40. So let's try to do the same thing to find Alberto's age when 20 is 40. And again, let's take a look at some patterns for x and patterns for y. Let's take a look at here. From 6 to 10, we're adding 4, so plus 4. From 10 to 16, we are adding 6, plus 6. From 16 to 21, we are adding 5, plus 5. Now from 21 to 40, if we tap our genius, 21 to 40, yes, we are adding 19, plus 19. Okay, and now let's take a look on the bottom for the y. From 2 to 6, we are adding 4, plus 4. From 6 to 12, we are adding 6, plus 6. So far they match. From 12 to 17, we are adding 5, plus 5. And now, we are going to use this pattern in order for us to write an equation. So first of all, again, we need to find the rate. We need to find our slope in the equation. Remember, the equation is y equals mx plus b. We are using that equation. And now we are going to find the slope and the b. And then we are going to write our equation. And then try to find Alberto's age when 20 is 40. When 20 is 40. Okay? So let's take a look at the pattern here first. So remember the slope, or the m, equals the changes in the y, delta y, over changes in the x, delta x. And let's see the changes in the y. So again, the numbers are not the same. So remember, when the numbers are not the same, we're trying to divide the y by the x each time and see if we get the same result. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay? So each time we get 1. So for example, the first one was 4 divided by 4. The next one was 6 divided by 6. And then we had 5 divided by 5. But regardless, we got 1. So our slope equals 1. Remember that when the numbers are different, we are going to divide each individual numbers, right? The first pattern to the first pattern for the y and for the x. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay? So let's continue. We continue to do that pattern, and we decided that the slope was 1. Now let's see if we can find the b. And remember, in order for us to find the b, we should have had x equals 0 in any of those values given us. But again, we don't have any values that are 0 for x, which means we need to use any of those ordered pairs and plug it into this formula and solve for b. Okay, so again, let's use the first ordered pair because the numbers are smaller. Okay, so our x is 6 and our y is 2. So instead of y, we are going to plug in 2. So we have 2 equals, instead of m, we solve for m, which is 1. 1 times x. X is 6. And then plus b. We need to solve for b. 1 times 6 is 6. So we have 2 equals 6 plus b. And now we have to subtract 6 on both sides. And then 6 minus 6 cancels out. So we get b equals negative 4. b equals negative 4. So we got a b, we got a m, and now we can write our equation and then solve, get our answer. So the equation would be y equals, right, m, which is 1, x stays, and plus b, so plus negative 4, right? So, and remember, positive times a negative becomes a negative. So this is going to become a negative 4. So we have y equals, remember 1, we don't even have to write it in our equation when we just write the equation. So y equals just x minus 4. This is our equation. Y equals x minus 4. Y equals x minus 4. And now let's see if we can get the answer. So our y, right, our y, this is going to be our y, the bubble is going to be our y, equals x, right? In our case, it's 40. 40 minus 4, 40 minus 4 is 36. So when 20 is 40 years old, Alberto will be 36. 36 years old. Okay? And let's see if this is going to be, if the pattern is going to match also for the bottom. Because remember, we said the slope was 1. So in order for us to get the slope 1, what do you think should be our number here from 17 through to 36? Of course, should be 19. So let's see if we add 17 plus 19, if we get 36. Okay, let's do it right here. Let's do it right here. We're going to have, let me use another color. That's purple. So let's add 17 plus 19. 17 plus 19. And let's add 9 plus 7, 16. 6 carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And indeed, we got 36. So we can say we got the right answer with certainty. So I'm so excited that we were able together to work on these two word problems where we had to use function tables. That has been so exciting for us to work with patterns and then use the formula y equals mx plus b, use substitution in order for us to get a b, and then also tap our genius and get the answer. We use many strategies. We underline important information, we filled in the blanks, we looked at the patterns in the tables, and then we used all the order pairs, and then we got the equation. Okay? Thank you all so much again for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please continue to watch these videos, and please stay tuned for the next video. All the best to you, and I wish you all the best in your mathematical adventures. Take care.